Okay. All
Coach
right.
Martin
Yes, sir.
calling me.
Yes, sir. I've been texting them, so hopefully they get
Yeah.
on.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, um, and I was intending to send the voicemail, but I hit the wrong button, and then I had to tell him, Coach Martin, I'm on the call. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what I was saying is that a lot of times I get on, I just don't know the topic. I don't know the topic because Miss Sandy put it together for me. But she knows who I am and what type of coach and trainer, and that it doesn't matter what the topic is. You know, my mentor used to always say to me, when you shouldn't have to get ready. You should stay what? Stay ready, right? And that's the way I always coach with anybody that always came up through my team, the people that was the leaders are part of my. You never because you never know when somebody gonna have to call on you. You never know when you might be the student today, but you never know when you gonna have to be the teacher. And I used to always tell people I'm a student. I'm a student that's always willing to teach, always ready to be called upon, but I'm gonna remain a student. So today, I mean, look at this again. I know coaching. I know that's one thing. Being coachable, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about that a second, right? Um, I want everybody to understand, man. We being coachable is a process, okay? And athletes, let's use athlete because I am an athlete, at least a past athlete, a former athlete. I'm gonna put it like that. But I still look at myself as an athlete. You know, you have to be coachable because I remember when I first got in when I first was discovered as someone that should go out for the track team in high school. It was my gym PE teacher was also the track coach at my high school. And if you remember back in the days, I know they don't do this now, because I never heard my daughters, my daughters even talk about it. You had to run a certain, mile in a certain time, or run whatever they had you running. You had to run that thing in a certain time, and that's how I got discovered because I outran everybody, and my time was the best. And my track coach said to me, "Won't you? I need you to come out for the track team." And growing up where we grew up, I didn't I didn't really have a ride, to get to the track meet. My coach said, if you make a commitment to come out and run with me, I was a sophomore. No, I was a junior in high school. I only ran 2 years. I was a junior. And he said, if you come out, I'll give you a ride home after track practice every day because I told him I have a ride. And he said, okay, great. But I remember going out there, ladies and gentlemen, because I always was running. Everything I do, I run to the store, I ran my mom used to always say, boy, you always run, right? But that stayed in my head the whole time when I got on the track team. And my coach said to me, I can tell by your natural ability, if you remain coachable, you can probably be number one in the state. I said, wow, for real, coach? And I said, for real, coach? So I said, so what do I need to do? He said, you need to just put in some time. I'm gonna give you some. When you come to practice, we're gonna work on sprints, we're gonna work on distance, we're gonna work on getting stronger, we're gonna work on all that. He said, but I just need for you to be coachable. I said, great, no problem. So I came and became pretty good. My second track meet, the track record, I remember, ladies and gentlemen, so follow me. This is part of my being coachable, right? I remember my second track meet, there was a guy named Clint Davis. And he had the school record was 10 minutes and 14 seconds was the record in the 2 mile at my high school. 10 minutes and 14 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, My second track meet, untrained, just had the willingness and believe in what my coach said to me that I could be number one in the state. And I followed all the practice schedule that he laid out. I went through everything. I just was working hard because I believed what he told me. And I was being coachable. My second track meet, I broke the school record, 10 minutes and 8 seconds. Clint was a senior. So we went back and forth. He came back because that made Clint work hard. He came back, he broke the record. He got it down to 10:06. By the time we finished the track season, I had the track record of I think it was 10:02, something like that. That was my first year. But I kept working during the summertime. I remained coachable. I asked my track coach, what do I need to do during the summer to get better? And he would say, you need to run at least 50 miles a week or something like that. I would get up every day and I ran. I put in my mile. Came back to school that next year as a senior. I wanted to break the high school record in the 2 mile and the mile. And I broke the record. The record still stands today at my high school at 9 minutes and 45 seconds. That's the record. Still at my high school today. I didn't break the mile record because it was 4 minutes and 21 seconds. I ran 4 minutes and 23 seconds. That was the best. I ran that at the state, and I finished fourth in the state out of all the milers in the state. I didn't become number one, but I became the fourth fastest miler in the state. Went on and got a track scholarship to the University of North Carolina. I wanted to go to Clemson, but Clemson never offered them because back then, Tennessee, University of Tennessee, and Clemson had some of the best they had one of the best track teams out there. And I wanted to go, but the University of North Carolina, I went there for a semester. I didn't like it. I didn't like the track coach, and I didn't like it once I got there. I transferred to Fayetteville State University. That's where I finished up. Why? Because I honestly, I believed in HBCUs from the beginning, but it just looked good and felt good to say the University of North Carolina. But I ended up going to Fayetteville State because they did offer me a track scholarship. Also, I transferred there after a semester. I never got into that type of environment. Okay. And I went on and now the track coach there told me I would have the slowest mile time, ladies and gentlemen, on the track team. Slowest mile. Out of all, they brought in 4 freshmen. They all ran the same mile. I was the fifth. I had the slowest time. It was 4 minutes. Remember, it was 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Everybody else was running 4:16, 4:17, and all that. They were good. They're from Georgia, they're from North Carolina, they're from South Carolina. They were from all over, but they were good. They were better than me coming out of high school. But one thing they didn't realize that my track coach said in high school that I could be number one. And they also didn't understand that my Coach Head, told me, Coach Donaldson, who recruited me, said that I could be number one too. He felt if with my work ethic that I could go to the Olympics. Now, all this was a kid that believing and being coachable through all this. And see, I got up every morning in college. I set the school record in the cross country record. I don't know whether that was still stands today or not. They got a pretty good cross country team. I set the age record in the state of North Carolina at 19, the fastest indoor mile in this whole state, right? And then I went on to set the school record in the mile. I end up coming from, listen to me, hear me out, guys. This was being coachable. We're gonna get to the real coachable in a minute. and believing the coach called a play, I ran. That's it. Jacob, you need to sprint this many, you need to run this many quarters, you need to run this many miles a day. Even before track practice, I would get up and do all this. Why? Because I believed that I could go to the Olympics. Because my track coach said that, and these are the things that I needed to do. I left the school holding the indoor record, the mile record, still stands today at 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Almost went sub 4. I went to the Olympic trials in 1984. Finished 5th at the trials. You know, they only take the top 4. The guy from University of Arkansas, who finished as alternate, but the guy from Villanova, his name is John Marshall, I remember him clearly, from Villanova, who went to the Olympics that year, but he pulled a muscle doing training, because we all was training together. We like training around, so we ran for track clubs and stuff like that. And he ended up pulling a muscle, so the guy from Arkansas, who was the alternate, who beat me by fractions of seconds, went to the Olympics in '84 at the Los Angeles game. I'm saying all that to say, ladies and gentlemen, here's a kid didn't start running, never had a coach, didn't understand what being coachable means. But I ended up going to the Olympic trials in '84 because I had good coaches along the way, good work ethic along the way. When the coach called to play, I never argued. I never say, okay, great. Hey guys, all the milers today, you need to run 4 sets or 3 sets of quarters. However, whatever they call, you need to go out and run 5 miles and come back. That's a total of 10. I did that every morning for 4 years. I ran 20 miles a day every week for 4 years. That's 100 miles a week. See, because I had to run the distance in order for the mile, which is 4 times around the track, to become a sprint to me. That was the mindset. So now let's talk about being coachable. Had I not been coachable, I would not have 3 records at my college record. I would not have at least 1 record in the 2 mile and the cross country record at my high school. So all the coach did was made me believe that I could be great, made me believe that I could be good, made me believe through his coaching that I could be great. See, guys, it's no different in the real world. It's no different in network marketing. Now, let's equate all this stuff to network marketing. Now, this is being coachable. Basketball, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Michael Jordan. Yeah, they got a head coach. But guess what? They all got shooting coach, dribbling coach, rebounding coach. They got all these different people that they pay even out. Psychology coaches. They got mentors. Coaches can be mentors at the same time too, right? But they have all these different people that they pay out of their own salary that they make. They pay them outside of their head coach. Strengthening coach, all that. Conditioning coach, all that, right? So in network marketing, a coach is the person that calls the play. Now, for me, and I only can talk for me, when let's just say my upline, and there's nobody on this line ever been an upline to me on this line. Unless Reagan is on here. Reagan was an upline to me. Reagan, if Reagan's, and this is how it works. And for Gina, the Genos, the Leahs, Miss Barbara Giles, she's out there. Anybody ever been a part of my team over the years, you know, whenever somebody upline called a play, they tell the leaders, and we ran it. We just ran the play. So let's just say the upline say, we need to break a diamond. And they call all of these together. Hey, we got to break a diamond in our organization. Whether it's the upline breaking the diamond, whether it's me hitting diamonds or somebody else need to hit diamond that's in the line that we can all help, then we do. So let's just say my upline said we need to hit diamond. I said, okay, what do you need for my leg? Jacob, I need 100 people. Great. They go to the next leg. I only can help in the organization that I can control. So if they say, hey, we need 100 people from your organization, Jacob, or 50 or whatever it is, guess what? I call a team call. I call a play because I'm being what? Coaching. I call it play. Hey guys, I'm just gonna say Gina Rivers need from our team. She need 50 people by Saturday, and this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it. We're all gonna come together. We're gonna put in 60 people because we're not falling short, right? Boom, and we'll run a play for that week or for that month or whatever it is, so we can help Miss Gina Rivers hit that rank. We never missed it. And see, but when the coach call a play, most of the time, the student run it. But you must be coachable. Coachable is one of the um, what I'm looking for steps of being successful. You got to be coachable. That's number one, man. You got to be coachable. So when it comes down to you calling a play for your team, if you're the leader on that team, you got to call a play. Now, here's one thing. Now, if you call a play and the team don't respond, are you really a leader? Are you really a leader that the team believes in? You got to think about it. Now, some people say, well, I'm not going to work with them. Now, here it is. Now, they're the coach. You're the leader. You got all this started. Hundreds of people in your organization. Remember, you got to start it. Not me, not Gina, not Tanny, none of us. It's from you on down. But it's a part of all of our organization. But it started with you. You recruit 3 or 4 people, they recruited, and it grew to a couple hundred people. But here's the deal. What most coaches and most leaders do, and when the team is not responding to them anymore, what they have a tendency to do is this. Well, I'm just gonna find me some new people. But guess what? You're gonna go and find new people if you're gonna take those same coaching habits and you have not changed. Sooner or later, those new people that you're going to recruit, they're not going to be responding either because it's something that you are not doing. You are not being coachable in coaching the team. So you're going to take that same habit and everybody you're going to continue to recruit. You think you got it figured out, but you need to figure out, well, why aren't these 100 or 200 people not responding? Maybe it's me. Maybe it's my coaching style. Maybe I need to grab a couple of them and say, hey, what do we need to do in order for our teams to grow? Now, that's what a real coach would do. Figure out what they're doing wrong, what is not working, and now we need to work as a team. And now everybody start doing it. Because but the mistake what most leaders, or so-called leaders, or coach does is call a call, then the call is about what they see and what they want, not what the team wants. But me, I would always work this. And I'm just only reason why I'm using me because I'm talking about my coachability style in this segment right here. Is that I will get with 5 leaders, 3 leaders, 4 leaders, and everybody who has worked with me, understand this. I will call that meeting first. Guys, what do we need to do? This is what I see, the play that I want to run. Y'all give me your input. I didn't got input from Gina. I didn't got input from Gino. I haven't gotten input from Miss Leah Anderson. I got input from Miss Barbara John. I didn't got input from all these guys. Okay. And then that Jacob, I don't know whether that's gonna work. I don't know if this is what we're gonna do. Once we all decide, I can get on now and say, I got with the leadership. Who's the leadership? The same people I just named. And now, guys, this is the play we're going to run. Know why? Because now I got buy-in. Because we got all corrected. Oh, see, I came with my idea, but we cleaned it up. Now Gino, Leah, Ms. Barbara Job, everybody bought in. It's easier now to bring it to the team. See, guys, it's easy to get back on track if you know that you're off track. But you got to realize that you're off track, though. And how do you know that you're off track? Your team ain't responding to you no more. And you go out and recruit new people. And they, guess what? Eventually, 30 days, 60 days, they stop responding to you. But most leaders, or so-called leaders, I'm going to say, they don't process the information of what they're doing wrong to try to get it better to make sure that the team can respond. And some people say, Jacob, well, you can say it and they believe you. Yeah, I can say it because, and they believe me. You know why? It's because I've done the thing already. They see my success already. But if I hadn't done anything, or everything I touch don't turn to gold, it go the other way, then they're going to stop believing in me. See, being coachable is easy. You just got to run the play, duplicate the play, and coach the play. But most people don't do it. They get the play, and they go sit back on the bench. The coach called the play. Why do you think people win championship? That's when everybody get on one accord. You cannot win a championship by yourself. You might have the most points, you might have scored everybody, but it got to be a team effort. Michael Jordan, greatest in the world, he'll tell you, I could not have done it without Scotty, B.J. Armstrong, cool coach, John Sal. I mean, he can go on and on and on. And Dennis Rodman. He couldn't do it by himself because he couldn't go down and rebound. He couldn't score a rebound and take it out of bounds, bring it back in. He could not play 1-on-5. Now, could he take 1-on-5 to the hoop? Absolutely. But somebody got to take the ball out. Somebody got to get some rebounds. Somebody got to set the pick. Somebody got to, all that plays a part. So you got to have role players, team players, in order for you to become a good coach. There's some of the best coaches get fired. NBA, baseball, football, it doesn't matter because the team don't come together. And that coach end up what? Getting fired. Now that coach might be a great coach, but what he hadn't learned is how to bring everybody together. Right now, Deion Sanders is the hottest coach on the market right now, whether it's college, if you go to pro, whatever. But he can't go to pro probably to the professional level and probably do what he's doing for the kids. And I think one thing about Deion, he understands that. He knows that. Now he can motivate these kids to pull the best out of them. But when he got grown men at his age or older, he realized he's not good at that piece. But he's good at getting these kids out of their comfort zone into believing that they can run through a brick wall. And that's how he's going to send more kids to the NFL than probably any other, watch it. He's going to probably send more kids to the NFL than any other school. He gonna, I bet you his tenure, y'all mark this word, I'm saying this to you. Colorado going to start putting out more pros during draft day than Clemson, Alabama, and Georgia. Watch me, based on what Deion is going to be bringing to the table. Because he's going to have these kids believing that they can get to the next level through his coachability. And that's how they're going to win. But guys, one thing I love about network marketing, you can always start over. You can always start over. And that's what you guys need to get in your head. But you got to start over with different intentions. You can't just start over just to be starting over. You got to start over and coach the second group of people better than you did the first. The third group of people better than you did the first and the second. The fourth group of people better than you did the first, second, and third group of people. You got to get better. But you need a coach too. You need a mentor too. But when the coach called a play, you can't argue with the play. Because remember, you being coachable. You being coachable. See, when Teddy put this out there and I saw it this morning, I said, coachable. And discipline within yourself, guys. I can sit on this call, I can talk to everybody right now about being coachable. How to get back in the game, how to be disciplined. Only in your gut, only inside of you is when that drive and that fire is going to burn for you to become the best coach, for you to become the best leader. And most people, is going to get off this call. Most people are going to get off this call and they'll go back to doing what they've been doing yesterday, the day before, the day before, the day before, the day before, last year, the year before, because that's just who they are. That's what people gonna do. But the ones that is gonna put something and steal in something in you, man, that's when you're gonna say, wait, I got it. I need to be coachable. I need to be the best leader for my team. But I need a coach to help me call the play. I don't care. I can be anybody coach on here. But if you're not coachable, I can't continue to coach you. I can't. But really, it's funny. I just thought about it. Even if I start coaching you, when you are tired of being coached, or you don't want to be coached anymore, I don't have to even let you go. You let yourself go because you stop calling. You stop doing the basics. You stop doing everything, and then you go right back to where you were. That's like if I pick somebody up and say, hey, man, I want to work with you, or we get excited first couple of days. But when that grind really time to kick in, next thing I know, the call stops, slow down. I call you, oh man, I pick up the phone. I call you, hey man, we ain't talked today. We ain't talked the last 2 days. Oh man, I'm gonna pick it back up, coach. Oh man, coach. Oh man, we ready. I'm just putting some stuff together, working on a new list. All of a sudden, you're gone. I never had to fire you. I never had to get rid of you. You got rid of yourself. That's how it usually happens. That's how I know when it's time to move on to somebody else. Not that but now you pick up the phone and you ready to go back to work. Guess what? We're gonna pick up where we left off at. But I'm not gonna run behind you. And that's what most people do. They try to drag the people with them. They try to drag them. I don't drag. I want to coach you to be a better person. I want to coach you to be that person. You know, and I was talking to somebody this morning. I'm not gonna say the name, but I was talking to somebody this morning, and I told them I would love to have some of my sponsors on the line that sponsored me over the years. Some of them I like, some of them I still talk to, and maybe one or two I don't fool with. I don't. I don't. But I never ever stop building my organization because one thing I always told my sponsor, and if anybody on here, Reagan is one of my sponsors, but I never talked to Reagan. But she didn't need to talk to me because I treated the same way. I go out and show my sponsor how much I appreciate them. Not by with surprise, with gifts and all that stuff. No, 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 no. Do it through production. That's the best way to reward your sponsor and show them how much you appreciate them. Is through production. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, through production. All that talking and all that, that don't pay nobody's bills. That don't help nobody get ranked up. That don't do nothing but sound good. But action and production always get your sponsor's attention. See, we had a thing. We had a thing, and I know Ms. Rivers definitely can remember this. There was a company we were involved in. It was a travel company. We had a thing, man, and this is how we always treated our people. And we did this for a long time. When somebody hit the diamond rank, and back then in that company, you need to hit the executive diamond, you needed 300 people, 100, 100, 100. But when they hit that executive diamond position, if they in my organization, me and my upline, we get up, we buy them a suit. If they get ranked up to regional diamond, not only you get a suit, you get the shoes, the shirt, and the tie. Because we want to make sure you look good. And we did that for every diamond that popped in our organization. Man, when you hit the position of national diamond, because I broke a national diamond in my organization. She tried past me, but she was coachable. And I didn't never done network marketing before, but I taught her the system using the PS3 basically, in the system to how to duplicate an organization. That's all I taught her. And I taught her PS3. And she lived and died by the PS3 and the power of having meetings and PBR. That was it. And she mastered that. And she went on to put in about 6 months, 1,500 people in her organization, 15 months or less. I mean, 6 months or less. Can't remember exactly. But she went on to hit national diamond in that company. All kind of free trips and everything. But it was all because I was ready for it to be able to coach her, to teach her, because I followed all the coaching along the way. So, guys, I'm saying all that to say this. Just be coachable. But you need a coach. If you're out here thinking you don't, you're sadly mistaken in network marketing, even in life. We all need a coach. We need mentors. If you think you got it figured out, you don't. Oh, I know how to do this. Great. But are you duplicating it through your organization? And you can tell when it's duplicating through your organization because now you're popping rank. People get promoted. People stepping up doing presentation. People in your group start to train people. People in the group having super Saturdays in their cities. That's when you know. That's when you know your duplication and your coaching is working. But if your team is stagnant, nobody's doing anything, your coaching is not working. You need a coach. You need to become coachable. You need a coach. Even Anthony Robinson Anthony Robinson has a coach. Eric Warren, Eric E.T. Thomas has a coach. A few of them. If these guys, actors, athletes, professionals, if they have a coach, why do you think we on this level here don't need one? So guys, when your coach call to play, just be coachable and run it. You got to invest in you. And guess what? We coach you inside your membership here. So I'm not going to say for free. So we coach you. As long as you're active, we coach you inside your membership. I'm coaching you right now because you paid your membership. Going to be coaching you at the second annual convention, anniversary. We're going to be coaching you there too because it's a part of your membership and you paid to come there to see it, to get coached, to get trained. That's what this thing is about. So I'm gonna ask everybody on this line, who's ready? It's 40 people now, right? Wow. Who's ready to be coached? I mean, who need a coach? Who's ready to be coached and be coachable? Put I'm ready. Just put I'm coachable and ready to be coached or something like that. I don't care. Put something in the chat. And if you don't know how to put something in the chat, come off mute and say it. It doesn't matter because, guys, we got to get coached up.
I am ready.
And come up and become a leader. Because in order for you to get that massive team in extreme, you got to be coachable. Somebody got to teach you how to manage, how to coach that team, how to run that team. But you will never have that big team. If you get it by mistake. And guess what? You don't know what to do with it. And you start managing it and you kill it. But
I'm ready, Mr. Mickle.
I know you are. But if you get out there and you coach and you break coaches, as you break leaders, and you start doing it, ladies and gentlemen, if you do that and they duplicate through your organization, you got coaches all over, you got leaders all over. Let me tell you something. You can go on vacation, your phone don't ring. You can cruise around the world and you will get off the cruise 6, 7 days, and you have not one message from your team saying, hey, I needed you, I needed a three-way, I needed that, I quit because I couldn't find you. You have none of that. You will have messages like, man, I hope you enjoyed the vacation. Man, we miss you. Can't wait for you to come back. Man, I got great news to tell you. That means you've done your job. That's how you get 7 days of salary. But you got to be coachable first. And remember, when you're starting over, you regroup it. Because right now, I think everybody on here need to regroup. I'm going to be straight honest with you. Everybody on here need to regroup. But you need to realize, even with the team you got right now, why that team is not responding to me. You can't say I got the wrong people. You can't say that because you brought them in. But you need to realize what did you didn't do to help that team. Now you can say, wait a minute, I need to have a team call. Guys, what do we need to do as a group to get everybody back home? Because I'm being coachable. I'm gonna listen to you to what the team need, and we need to all respond. So that's how you get started back over. So what if you got, Jacob, I ain't got but one person. That's your fault. So guess what? Start with that one. Then you get 3. Then you get 10. Then you get 25. Then you get 75. Now you know that I'm talking about ranking here, right? 10, 25, 75, that was all ranks. But that's how you got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to talk above you. I'm not going to talk beneath you. I'm talking to you. Why? Because I experienced all this. I knew when I was a bad coach. I knew when I was an okay coach. I knew when I became a good coach. And I think right now today, I think I'm a pretty daggone good coach. Why? Because I'm a coach that listens. Mr. Thomas and I call him up. Sometimes Mr. Thomas is, and I'm gonna be honest with you, he's very uncoachable sometimes. I'm telling y'all straight up that because that's my little brother, that's my friend, that's my guy. But he's become uncoachable. Guess what I do? I listen to him, be uncoachable. And then I hear him out. And then I said, how is that working for you? I see no production from it. So it's not working. So here's my suggestion. Mentee, let me tell you how I would have it, how I would do it. Now, he might give me pushback, but the next day he'll call back and say, man, I thought about what you say. And I like that. And this is what I'm going to do. It just happened recently. But it happened over the years, a lot of times. But I'm just saying that I've used him because that's my That's one of my guys been for a long time. But I'm just saying all that to guys. We got to get back on track, reset, and that's today. Let's all reset today. We're in the beginning of the year. It's already today is the what? The ninth? Guys, man, we still got 11 and a half months plus to go. We got time to reset right now today and get back on track and get to run. This the same guy that never ran track, went all the way to the Olympic trials because I believed and I had good coaching and I just followed the blueprint that they laid out. And my work ethic, all those guys that would beat me when I was a freshman, all those guys, man, I blew all of them out of the water. They all were asking me, what am I doing? What's your training regimen? What do you do every day? Then they got up and started running with me. That was a leader. Didn't even know I was leading at 19 and 20 years old. Didn't know. But they was following the leader. And guess what? They became better. Our track team became better. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Miss Tanny, for putting that out there. And now I'm gonna ask all you guys to be coaching. That was a great segment, Miss Tanny. I like that. Now I'm gonna call a play. And I need for all you guys to be coachable on this line. Here's the play. We need 25, minimum of 25, which is not a lot, in this community, which is not a lot, to register for this upcoming second annual event, anniversary event. We need a minimum of 25. I'm calling this play. I'm calling the play. Now, I want right now, which I don't ever look at the chat. I need to know how many people gonna be coachable and help me run this play. Put me in the chat. Me in the chat. And if you don't know how to use the chat, come off mute and say me. But I need for you to put it in there and say me. Because guys, and I'm gonna be honest with you, when we hit that 25 number, Jake will be the first one to get back on this line and congratulate and say thank you guys for running the play that I called. But I need everybody help on here. Now, with that number will put us not at 100 people, but it will put us closer to 100 people. Because my goal was to put 100, but I'm just asking from this team for another 25 people to get registered. Help the team to get another 25 people. Guys, 25? We should put another 50, but I'm asking for 25. That's the play that I'm calling. So I need your help with that. Any 3 ways, Dr. B, I know you and I got to talk to a couple people. And I did get your inbox, but I didn't respond for whatever reason. I think I got a phone call. But we're gonna run that. We're gonna run that play. And I just called it. Let's run it. And by Wednesday, we should have. I don't want to put the pressure on nobody, but this should be done this week. I ain't gonna say that, no lie. This should be done this week. But being that I'm just hitting in the back of your head with it, and gonna take the little people up, we just need that number before the cutoff. But let's try to knock it out and not do everything the last minute. And you got people that's on the fence, so let's go ahead on and do that. So, but before I move on, I want to bring up, since we talking about the convention, I don't want her to spill everything that she's talking about, but I want to bring up Ms. Gina Rivers to give about 2 minutes, real quick, or 3 minutes, about the excitement and why you need to be at this event with some of the stuff that she and the committee working on and all that good stuff. So Ms. Rivers, can you come off mute? I'm glad you were on, was able to get on with us today. I know your schedule is pretty tight with your own business that you run and everything. So thank you, Ms. Gina Rivers, for hopping on here with us. She's our event coordinator, liaison, and she helped put all this stuff together, man, make me look like I know what I'm doing. And her and Ms. Tanny are real good at it. Founders are good at that too, making me look good. but anyway, Ms. Gina Rivers, so go ahead on and real quick and just talk about why they need to get registered, get your rooms out of the way, and some of the stuff that's going to be going on at the event.
Most certainly. Good morning, Mr. Mickle. And I'm over here. I'm trying to find a fire extinguisher because you hot this morning. We need to put you out.
Woo!
You look on fire this morning. And I want to make sure that I also send some love and prayers to Miss Leah Anderson. She's such a gem. And I'm telling you, old school, and she will do what needs to be done. Hardly ever complains. But I'm glad to hear her on the phone this morning. Yeah, Tanny's got you looking good. I love the slides. So, but listen, y'all, I am working behind the scenes. I've spent some time with Mr. Mickle putting together the schedule, which I can't let the cat out of the bag for that. Had an opportunity to speak briefly with Miss Reagan Lynch over the weekend as well. This is what you all need to know. Thursday night, it is going down. That is PJ and Pips with a Vision. So the plan is, if you have not ever been to PJs and Pips, obviously it's just like it sounds. We want you to come in PG rated pajamas, and trade with us on Thursday night. That will be the London session. So you will enjoy it. You'll need your device that you would trade on and come for that. But listen, we're doing it with a little bit of a twist this year because last year we recognized that people had a good time coming early, and the London session actually doesn't open for a few hours once we start assembling. So listen, we're going to be working on our extreme vision boards, and you do not want to miss this. But here's the deal: if you do not register for the second anniversary weekend and then grab a ticket for PJs and Pips with a Vision, you won't be able to come. It is a limited number of tickets available. So you want to go ahead and get your tickets, and then you want to go ahead and snatch up the PJs and Pips with a Vision ticket. That is only $10. And that literally is to help defray the cost of the room and for some of the supplies. So Miss Reagan Lynch does an amazing job with her and I work well together with creativity and coming up with what we want to do. So we're getting our supplies in line. So if you're planning to attend, most certainly you can bring, a few magazines inside your suitcase so that you can have what you want for the vision board portion of the evening, or feel free to clip out some things that you want to clip out. If you want to do it ahead of time, you can stick it in like an envelope or a baggie and bring that, especially if there's things that you want to have on that vision board. I just did some with my college girls, and they're having a great time and writing their affirmations, and a better time for getting back on track and making sure that while you're coachable, that you know what you're going after. Your coach can't help you if you don't even know what you're going after. So we believe that PJs and Pips with a Vision is going to be an amazing event to do that. Next, I do want to at least give you a little bit of what you need to pack. Okay. So Thursday night, you're going to have some PJ rated pajamas. For Friday. It is extreme out day. What does that mean? Friday, during the day, we want you to wear extreme gear or extreme colors because we are going to be extreme out. You can most certainly change your outfit for Friday evening. Let me just say that it's going to be a fun evening. And we most certainly want to make sure that you have on your extreme gear for Friday evening. So maybe you'll be fancy, and you want to wear some business casual gear with the colors of extreme during the day. And then you want to put on, the colors of the extreme logo during the day, and then evening change up and come in some extreme gear. However you want to put it together. Friday is extreme out day. Now, Saturday during the day, we're going to ask that you dress in business or business casual for the day. And then that evening is the founders reception. Founders reception. This is not a sit down dinner. You do not have to dress formally, but I am going to ask that you dress after five attire. So, but listen, it could be after 5 and above. If you're somebody that wants to dress formal, please do that. but we're looking for you to dress up. If you are, Generation X or, higher, that's my generation, you know what cocktail or after five attire is. If you're not in that generation, you may have heard somebody say dress to impress. This is not an event that you want to wear your sneakers and sweatsuits and that kind of thing. You want to dress up. The founders are working behind the scenes to provide some really wonderful things for that evening. Okay. And our time together will end on Saturday. We do not have anything formally planned for Sunday. So if you've not obtained your tickets, you can most certainly plan to fly out on Sunday, whatever time is great for you. But listen, I'll hit the ground in Houston with Mr. Mickle. I think we're planning to arrive either Wednesday or Thursday morning, something along that line. But I'm excited about being able to be trusted by the founders of Extreme to continue doing events. And this second anniversary weekend is something you do not want to miss. With that being said, Mr. Mickle, back to you.
All right. Good stuff. Now you notice she didn't let the cat out the bag for Saturday night, but whatever it is, some people already, Ms. Rivers, some people already qualified for that event because we were giving away some prizes. So some people already qualified for whatever that event is. Okay. The itinerary, we're going to be posting that here in a minute. Matter of fact, do we have that up, Miss Tanny?
We do, but before I put it up, can I please have a drum roll?
Hey, come off of mute.
Come off of mute. Give me a drum roll.
There you go. Come on, Dr. B.
All right, that was sad. Come on, give me something more.
Just give it to me, man. Let me see
Come
it.
on. All right. That was okay. A little bit more. I'm sorry.
Ring my
everybody's
bell.
working on this. There we go. All right, good stuff. All right, let's move over and we're gonna go ahead and put this up. Give me 1 second. That drum roll stopped everything. There we go. Can you see that?
It's a little small on my thing, but I guess when you post it,
Let's see.
it's a little larger.
Can you see that?
Mr. Mickle, just put your reading glasses on, sir.
Oh no, I just blew it up I just enlarged my screen a little bit over here. So
Tanny,
matter of fact, I know what's on it.
Screen a bit. Can you just
Gina, are you good with this one?
I can read it. I can see it. Miss Tanny, I'm reading it. And I haven't checked the time slot, but this I think looks pretty good.
Okay, good stuff. Well, I just want to say, thank you, to the founders, to Gina Rivers, who they've been working around the clock to make sure that this itinerary is effective, productive, structured, organized, and all of this is for you. I mean, look how packed and all of the information that you're going to get starting Thursday night to Saturday night. That's a lot of information. So you don't want to miss out on this. So please make sure that you get your tickets. Mr. Mickle, did you want to say anything at this time? Because we're going to go and announce the winners.
No, I don't think. No, I got one more thing before we get to that. I want to recognize some. I want to make sure they're on this call, but I know she is. I want to recognize, man. Because I look, guys, y'all know my biggest thing. My word is consistency. That's the word I live by. Consistency. Doing something over and over and over again. And I've been watching this young lady ever since I met her. And she made a commitment with the turbulence that we had. She made a commitment to stay with Extreme. And I watched her from that day on. And, she's always on the line. She's always doing stuff. She always posting inside all the chats and letting you know when the next call is coming up. That's consistency. So I want this young lady to come off, and I say young lady, I want her to come off of mute and just tell us why extreme. And that is Miss Idat, Miss Denise Johnson. If you could come off mute for a minute, if you're in a good position to talk. I know you didn't know I was going to call you out, but I just had to. And I'm watching you. The founder's been watching you, your consistency, your commitment. Can you just tell us why extreme?
Well, hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is an honor. I count it a privilege. I really appreciate you, I guess, watching me or knowing that I'm here, because we all do want to be appreciated. But at the end of the day, I do this because it was preordained for me. As you all well know, I have a visual challenge. I don't have a peripheral, and I see about 40% out of my left eye only. So I feel your presence. I feel a person's spirit. I don't have to necessarily see you. I know you're there. Can't see your eyes, your nose, or your lips, but I can tell your height just by me feeling you. So when I say it was preordained, I've been in network marketing for, wow, well, I'm in my 60s. So thank you for that young lady part. I really appreciate that. But, I graduated from Drexel University, and I've always had this thing, like they would tell me when I was 10, I'm going to go back a little bit, I was going to lose my sight. Then they told me at 14, 17. And one day I went in there and I said to those people, I'm not going to lose my sight at all. Now, mind you, in the back of I knew that I was losing my sight, but for them to continuously tell me that, I believed in a higher power. And I'm going to call that higher power out, no disrespect to anyone. It's God. There's a being, something that lives within inside of us. Some people call it intuition and all of that. I call it the Holy Ghost. And this is just that Denise Johnson. But I do this because it was preordained. I had a vision. I'm a visionary as well. I had a vision that I would retire to a place in Tennessee that I'd never been, but I spoke it in 1999. That date numbers mean a lot to me. I said to my director that I'm going to retire to Tennessee. And she says to me, you don't even know anybody here. Why would you do that? I had no idea why I said it. So in 1999, I said that. And in 2018, I literally retired to a place called Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Now, I don't know if anyone is familiar with that movie, Going Back to America or something like that, but it was Eddie Murphy, and he was looking for a queen, and he spent the globe, and he went to Queens, New York. Well, I had a vision, which was of God, so I stayed aligned, but I also spent the globe because I wanted to be free. My children were grown. We're all grown on here. So I was literally at that point in my life, I was the breadwinner, if you will. I was that matriarch. So if anyone had a problem, I was already making six figures. I helped because I was able to, and I wanted to, and I didn't want anything in return. But it got to the point that when you know that we're all going to make that road one day, and people in the family didn't have insurance policies. And I think at some point they were looking forward to that Denise Johnson. Oh, and that's another thing with that Denise Johnson, to take care of the financials. So nonetheless, I spent the globe looking for a place in Tennessee to go. And I found a place called Murfreesboro. In the middle of Murfreesboro is the word free. So I went there. I shipped out 10 boxes of clothes through UPS, stayed at a hotel for 2 months until I found a place. Mind you, I'm legally blind and I'm doing this. My children were not pleased. Neither was my family, but I did it anyway because it was something that I had to do for me. But again, it was preordained by God. So I stayed on this path. I met these people in this church, and I would have all this inclination to do different things. And mind you, it was God telling me to do it. I'm not that smart. So I would just do it. Then one day I'm on Facebook. I already had a store called This That Shop. I had a store called that shop, that dog, everything had that in it. So that's where that Denise Johnson came from. I also have a Facebook group called That Wellness Lifestyle. So all of that coincided with me becoming that Denise Johnson. I'm going to get there. Just give me a moment. So by the time I decided, okay, I'm going to do this thing, I didn't know what it was. I kept seeing these rainbows, not knowing what they were. I was seeing them on cars. I was seeing rainbows that nobody else was seeing. Well, the rainbows was the Forex market. So one day I'm on Facebook and I was following this gentleman, didn't know who he was, and he joined one company. I joined them too. Because one thing about this business is networking and it's loyalty, you trust. So this person was in a group called SSM. I got in that group. I learned a lot. Next thing you know, I'm in IPS, another group, and then came Extreme FX Global Academy. And I followed. When they sent me the link and they thought they had to convince that Denise Johnson to come in, it was a no-brainer, okay? That opportunity presentation was exactly what it was. I got an invitation to an opportunity and I joined. He didn't have to pull my coat. I said to him, just send me the link, because again, it was a no-brainer. So as I'm going into my first class, it was actually with King Nelson. Thank you so much, King Nelson. You introduced me to the NAS 100. Now, mind you, I didn't see the candles. I saw rainbows. And I remember getting on a class with a young lady by the name of Virginia Fulton. And I had an aha moment and I began to scream because those rainbows began to manifest. And at that point, those rainbows began to turn into candlesticks, and I began to see the candlesticks. So Extreme FX Global Academy means a lot to me. It helps me in my day-to-day life. The things that we all go through, I am just so aligned with Extreme FX Global Academy, because at the end of the day, it's God, that Denise Johnson, family, which is basically my children, my grandchildren, my immediate family, and then Extreme FX Global Academy, ladies and gentlemen. So this is who I am. So I want to thank you, the Jacob Mickle, Dr. Jacob Mickle. And again, I am going to hit you with that cane. I hope your wife does not mind. I have a new cane. So I am looking forward to seeing all of you in Houston, Texas. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Absolutely, absolutely. Miss Tanny,
Yes, sir.
right quick. Has we given Miss Denise one of the gifts already? She won a prize already?
Absolutely.
She already, okay, well, we can't give her another one. All right, all right.
You know what else I'd like to add, Mr. Jacob Mickle? When you stay aligned, when you know that this is preordained for you, Extreme Global Academy has been preordained for me. I stayed aligned no matter what happened, what came my way. I didn't make apprentice until I was in this company for about 14 months or so, okay? But I stayed aligned with building. But I also met a gentleman through Facebook. Out of all the people that I've signed up, might have been about 21 people or so, not all of them stayed, but I met them on social media. I'm really, really good, and I recommend it for you all as well, but you have to be consistent. But I want to share this. I met a gentleman as I was leaving Georgia, and his name was William Rogers. He's also one of my business partners. Through him staying aligned, I met a gentleman by the name of Bonnie Clark, who's also a business member of mine. Through him, I met a young lady by the name of I Am Nana. And I Am Nana knew Jacob Mickle, ladies and gentlemen, years ago. And through me staying aligned, Jacob Mickle got to connect with this young lady who is 71 years young, finishing up her doctor's degree. And she lives in Stone Mountain, Georgia. But again, you have to stay aligned, know who you be, and everything will just fall in place. And one of the places for me, again, is Extreme FX Global Academy.
Wow. I'm glad that's, yeah, you reconnected, which my number was still the same. When she picked up the phone and called me, she said that you were showing her a presentation, and she was on there and she saw me, and she said, well, I know this guy. I think I have this guy in my phone. And because I used to, when I was in the mortgage industry, I had a mortgage company, and she had a mortgage company too, her and another friend of mine together. And I would go by their mortgage company just to talk. I used to call her mom. I said, "Hey mom, what you doing?" She's a cook for her and her husband, cook and bring the food for me. I would just go by there just eat lunch with her. And so when she saw me, when whatever presentation that was going on, she picked up the phone and called me and left me a long message. I said, "Wait a minute, Nana, I haven't talked to her in this for years. What does she got?" And I called up and she said, "I just saw you. I want to make sure that this is the same Jacob Mickle I saw on that PowerPoint presentation just a minute ago. Because I'm not joining them people if that's not you, but it looked just like you." And I said, "It's me." And she said, "Well, I'm going to call." I said, "Who put you on?" She said, "Do you know Denise Johnson and so and so and so and so?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Sign up today. That's a great group of people." Boom, boom, boom. She said, "Well, now that you co-signed, they don't have to tell me nothing else. I'm in." That's just, but guys, but what if I had been a bad coach? Because I taught her a lot of real estate stuff, a lot of mortgage stuff. But what if I was a bad coach? What I was not coachable from the people that I learned from to be able to share my leadership and my coachability to coach her. She was, I had a bad experience with that guy. He took money from me. He did this. He told me, I'm not doing business with that, with those guys. Because of something I did. And I had nothing to do with Mr. Sloan or nothing to do with Ms. Reagan Lynch, but I did something wrong. She didn't like me, and she could have not done business with me. But see, guys, that's why I'm saying you never know who's watching. So always
And
be
again,
that
Mr.
person
Nickel, we have to stay aligned and do what we are,
called to
what
do.
that inner thing is telling you to
Yes,
do,
ma'am.
because I stayed aligned with SSM, IPS, Extreme FS Global Academy from 1.0. Had I deviated and got off of my path, these things would not have occurred. So again, it was preordained. And again, I want to thank you all and everyone on this call, because we're all connected to Extreme FX Global Academy and to each other.
Absolutely. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pass this thing over to Miss Tanny before she kills me. So Miss Tanny, I'm gonna turn this back over to you, lady.
Okay, that was such a wonderful testimony, Ms. Johnson, and Mr. Mickle, I mean, you killed it today. You blew it out of the water with this training, so thank you, thank you, thank you. So now let's talk about, a little bit of the exciting things, right? I want to know if anybody has registered 2 or more people this week. If you've registered 2 or more people from your team or anyone this week for our annual event, go ahead and put me, and I'll wait. If 2 or more people, because that's the $50 prize. Okay, so Leah, you put in two people registered for the annual event? Okay. So good stuff. Jennifer, you registered Leah Anderson. I'm not sure what you're saying. Okay. So Leah, you have 2 people that have registered this week for the annual event. So, okay, that's one. And who else? First name is fine. Good stuff, Leah. I want to congratulate you. I'm sure the founders are congratulating you as well. So you have won the $50 prize. Can everybody give Leah some hearts of
Go
some?
Miss Leah!
Yeah, come on, 2 people in 1 week.
Love you, Leah Anderson.
Good stuff. Okay, so
Let's go,
Leah,
let's go.
she won the $50 credit to her back office. So Miss Reagan Lynch is here. I will get with Miss Reagan Lynch and we'll get that done. Now, for those of you who are registered, if you can please put a number 1 in the chat, and we're going to be announcing the 2 winners. 12, 13. I'm counting. Okay. Who else? So we have, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead. Team Agape, Miss Jobina has won 1 ticket. Are you there, Miss Jobina? So on behalf of Miss Jobina, we have Mr. Darrell speaking for her. Okay. Okay, good stuff. Well, congratulations to Ms. Jobina. You're coming in very staticky. Okay, and okay, and we also have these people, Miss Shelley Washington. Are you there? Can you unmute? Miss Shelley Washington is our second winner for today. And, you know, this is really exciting, right? We take this very seriously when, you know, we're giving out, you know, tickets, you know, and celebrating everyone. So right now, I just want to share that we have a total of 9 winners. I mean, that's a lot. Companies don't do this. I mean, do we understand that when companies are promoting an event, they're promoting an event. They're not encouraging you. They're not letting you know everything that's happening, how important it is for you to be at this event. They're not giving out prizes. So understand that Extreme Effects is unique. All right. So you guys are in for a real big treat. I'm also going to be a student at this event. Can't wait. 7, 8, 9. So we have a total of 9 winners thus far. So Leah, congratulations on winning the $50 credit. It'll be posted in your back office. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Congratulations to Ms. Jobina and congratulations to Ms. Shelley. So I want to turn this over to the Jacob Mickle, who did an outstanding job today, so that you can close.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, first of all, congratulations to the winners. You know, guys, it's for me, it's about, you know, rewarding good behavior. Okay. And if you register, everything's going to be tied around the people that has registered already. Okay. So remember, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, 25 is the number, right? Let's not wait to the last minute. If you want to call somebody, get them involved and tell them to come on. But guys, the bottom line is the play been called and let's not miss the play. Okay. 25. And I'm going to let you guys, because I know what the numbers are. So therefore, when we hit the 25, man, I want to be the first to hop on this line and say, man, the team pull it together. And I think we had 43, 44, 45 people, whatever it was, on the line at one point. And I know they all heard that. So I hope everybody can participate. Now, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Remember, I call the play. You got to remember, you got to run the play. You, whoever you are, you got to run the play for you. Don't worry about how many we got. How many? No. You put in 2 or 3 and you get them registered or whatever, then you know you have done your job. Focus on your job as your part of, you get 1, great. That's closer to the goal. That's the goal, is 25 minimum. All right. So with that being said, man, I'll thank you guys, man. I love you guys, and ain't nothing you can do about it. There's no us, as in this extreme family, without you guys.
Mr. Mickle, before you close, I'm sorry, we have BG said ran the play and they just registered. Can you unmute?
Who is BG?
Mama Giles. Hey, boo.
Oh, Mama Giles. I've been talking about you all morning, so I hope you heard it.
I heard you, sir. Thank you.
So Miss BG, because of the fact that you ran the play and just registered, you also get a ticket.
Yay! Thank you. All right,
Wow.
good stuff. I'm gonna use your words, Teddy. Good stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Wow. See, that's what we do here, family, man. We just want everybody to have fun, make some money, change lives, change the world as you go, man. That's just it. That's just my goal. All right. So at any rate, man, I don't want to hold you guys no longer, but I think this call, what every second, every minute, the whole hour and 24 minutes that we were on this call today, it was all worth it. All worth it. Sometimes we're not going to stick to the script, right? We just going to go off course a little bit. And today was one of those days because it was needed. And I appreciate all you guys for getting on. Wednesday, we're going to do it again, guys. Let's pack this line out on Wednesday. I'm going to train on something. And I'm pretty sure Miss Tanner can help me with the agenda because she'll have no problem with putting it together and sending it to me. And then I just follow her lead, right? So thank you guys. First of all, I want to thank all you guys. I want to thank the corporate staff, my partners, man, Mr. Adrian Dynamite Sloan, Miss Axe, Miss Reagan Lynch, our CIO, man, and Miss Tanny Gonzalez, the whole corporate team, the educators, everybody that plays a part in making this company what it is today, guys. And guess what? We just scratching the surface, man. We ain't even made it to the basement yet. We still in the mud. We are still in the mud. The foundation has not even been poured. So that's just how far we got to go. And you guys are going to reap all the benefit, man. All I ask you to do is stick and stay and get your pay. We don't make excuses, we make adjustments. So with that being said, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Love you guys. And Miss Teddy, open my line up, man, and let me hear from my peeps.
Line is open.
Thank you, Miss Tammy. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Nickel.
Mr. Mickle. Thank you,
Mr.
Tanny.
Nickel.
Thank you,
Miss
Legend,
Nickel.
Nickel. Legend, legend,
Love,
legend.
Hey,
Tanny.
Mark
Good job.
Wilson and everyone.
Happy New Year, family.
Legend.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day, family. Enjoy. Be productive.
Thank you.